have a question for you. How often do you watch art tutorials? And apparently you're an art person. And apparently you watch art tutorials very often. But here's the question actually. How often do you follow them? Because honestly, I never follow them. And it probably could be the worst mistake of my life. But we're gonna fix this problem today. And I'm going to test TikTok art tutorials. Hey! Apparently, there are still people who don't see it in TikTok. And I want to say that you could really try it. Because it is a big world and there are not only dancers, there are also many talented artists. That's why in this video, I collected just some of the tutorials in TikTok, which I really liked, and I'm going to follow them. We will check the before and after results, and we're gonna see whether the TikTok art tutorial is good or not. And if I don't have good results, that's probably because I'm a dumb Humsta. But that's not always the case. You'd better watch this video till the end, because if you're a newbie, they will be very useful for you. There will be many art tutorials, and you will see whether you'd better follow them or not. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and turn on the notification bell. Comment down below if you want a second part of this video. Honestly, I'm just a beginner, I'm an amateur, and I'm trying very hard to draw because I'm not an artist at all. So if you like it, I will be really grateful. Because this video recently blew up, so many people started to believe in me. They wanted me to keep drawing, and I'm still thinking about that, but I cannot really resist when so many people believe in me. Thank you so much for your support. By the way, I'm a Humsta, and welcome to my channel. Make sure you wear your favorite and comfortable clothes. Make sure nothing distracts you, and let's start. So how am I going to test TikTok art tutorials? Basically, I'm going to show you how I draw the things before, no references, just the way I usually draw them. Then we will watch the tutorial itself. After that, I'm going to follow them and we will compare the before and after results. And we will see whether there are improvements or not. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm good at that. So if there are no improvements, that doesn't mean that tutorial is bad. That's probably because I'm stupid. But that's not always the case, as I told before. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to draw is the eye. Yes, our favorite thing for beginners to draw. I usually start from drawing the eyeball, so I can make sure where to draw the eyelid. And the way I draw the eyes are not really detailed. I don't know any shadowing, but I like the way I draw the eyelashes. Yeah, I do not usually draw one line for one eyelash. I draw two lines in triangular form, so my eyelashes look more dynamic, and I just like it. I saw it in one TikTok, so it works well. I recommend it. Here's how my eyes look like, and now we will watch the Matthew Sorgis TikTok.
Let's hop right into it. Today I'm showing you my favorite way to doodle some eyeballs. You want to quickly shade in a bow tie shape and then throw some footballs on top, and then two little circles for the irises. Then you can throw another line on top for the crease. Now shadows are going to be your best friend, so don't be afraid of them. These two shadows are really important in showing where the nose starts. And now you can quickly throw in your eyebrow shape. It's coming together. So go ahead and shade in your irises, and then we're going to start darkening our corners. So start defining that eye shape and throw in a little tear duct too. So now I like to shade towards the edges of my eyes while leaving the middle light, and I add a little bit of shadow underneath as well. Then I like to define more of the middle of my nose. Now darken that shadow but leave a gap for the lower eye line. So now we have a great base to build on top of. For the iris, I like to throw in a nice big pupil and shade in the top. Now at this point, I like to throw in my eyelashes. Now these next couple steps are all about refining what you've already done. So just use an eraser to pull out your highlights and darken your shadows. Now eyes come in all different shapes and sizes, so practice a variety.
At this point, I'm not gonna lie to you, his tutorial is difficult. It was really tough for me. And when he said not to be afraid of shadows, you see what I did? Yeah, I really try not to be afraid of them. And it looks horrible. And however, honestly, when I look at the eyes on the left and eyes on the right, I see such a huge difference, such a huge development. And I didn't stop on these first eyes. Even though they look a little bit uneven, the second ones look better. And the third one, look. Yeah, I think they're fantastic. I also tried the next day and these are the best. So comparing the before and after results, I definitely recommend this tutorial. This is one of the best tutorials I've ever followed. Or it's just because I followed the tutorial for the first time in my life.
Hey guys, here's my go-to method for when I draw eyes. First of all, I start out by drawing a straight line, then sectioning it off into 3 even sections. Now draw 2 football shapes within the guideline and 2 round circles for the irises. Add lines for the crease, and now we're going to be drawing in the guidelines for the eyebrows. I find that the eyebrow ends at the diagonal of the eye's corner. Outline the shapes of your eyebrow and erase the guidelines away. Now it's time for shading. What we're going to be doing is building up the base shadows and highlights in this stage. I place a shadow underneath the eyes for the bottom crease, then I'm also defining the waterline and the outer corners of the eyes. Now I'm just shading in the irises and the eyebrows. Okay, so now we're going to be adding in the details for the eyes, like the eyelashes, the pupils. Basically, I'm just going to be darkening and refining all the details in the eyes. Add some white dots for light reflection and you're done.
Not gonna lie, this tutorial seemed kinda easy for me after Matthew Sorge's tutorial. However, I also liked it, especially the way she drew the guidelines for the eyebrows, and I really like the result. Don't you think it looks kinda good? No? I'm like literally sitting in front of this lamp and honestly my legs already hurt. If any of you by chance knows how to make this process more convenient, please comment down below. I really need it, I beg for it, and thank you in advance. Finally, we came to draw the face. Honestly, I didn't really like the way I drew the face. I mean, how I usually draw compared to the style of the artist. I really like the way artist draws. I really like this style. However, there were some problems I faced during following this tutorial. First of all, is that artist did not really provide any details or step-by-step guidelines, so I didn't really understand what to do. Everything I did is I just copied everything. So there was actually a problem. Second thing is that such a thing when you look at the board and the teacher after 2 seconds solved everything and you just realize that you didn't understand anything. That's actually what I faced. But I really like the way artist draws. I also understood that I cannot just simply follow the tutorial of how to draw the face if I don't know how to draw the eyes, nose, lips, hair separately. I don't know even how the perspectives works, so how can I complain? I think that's totally my fault, that the outcome wasn't the way I wanted it to be, so here's the result. And finally, the anatomy, the most difficult part and the most difficult section. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it probably took me 1 hour to draw the before part, and you see this thing from the left? Yeah, this was the first attempt, and the thing which I'm currently drawing is probably the 6th attempt if I'm not mistaken, and I was so tired after that just to draw the before. However, I feel so satisfied when it turns out that I can draw at least something normal, because in my opinion that's not bad. As a beginner, as an amateur, I'm actually a little bit proud. And here's the tutorial.
Anatomy tutorial. I want to start off by saying I'm not an expert in any way. These are just my methods. But first I use a reference photo. It's super duper important. Next I'm adding in circles where my joints are, like my shoulders, hips, knees. Adding lines for my neck, spine, and legs. Fleshing everything out now. Breasts are actually half teardrops, they're not circles. It's a tip I learned not too long ago and it's super helpful. Adding in all my fleshy bits. Adding in my ankle bones. Arms I always do last. It might not be right, it's just how I do it. Hands are really, really hard, so I recommend using photos whenever you can because they're impossible. Same thing with feet, they're just so annoying. So I'm going through and adding in hair, adding face details. Next I'm inking everything in and erasing my sketch marks. But let me know if you want more.
Without saying any words, I recommend this tutorial. Honestly, I've never tried to add circles in the spots where the joints are, and it turns out it simplifies the process so much. Moreover, when I followed the tutorial, the way I drew the body came out much more easier than when I was trying to do it for myself, and I never used the references. So I think I'd better start now.
This is going to go by quick, so feel free to pause it. To start off, you've got your ribcage, your hips, and your head. I normally use a trapezoid, a triangle shape, and a circle. I draw a guideline down the middle to help me decide what direction it's going, and 2 parallel lines to that on the sides, as well as 4 circles for the joint. The neck is also 2 lines, along with 2 triangles for the collarbone guide. The collarbone is just 2 V's that interlock, and once you have this, we'll be ready to start on the legs. Next, you're going to want to measure from the top of the head to the bottom of the hips and double that. Once you double this, you'll have the length of your legs, and you can mark a spot halfway through for the knees. For the arms, the elbow should line up with the waist, the wrists will line up at the halfway mark, and the hands should be about the same size as the head. For the thighs and calves, a lot of the time one side will be straight and the other side will be curved. This also applies when drawing legs from the side. The curves will also be more or less prominent depending on what type of body you're drawing. I am by no means a professional artist, these are just my tips and tricks, but I will link some helpful videos in the comments.
This is the last tutorial in this video, and I absolutely loved it. I really recommend it because there were so many guidelines. She provided all the information in details, step by step, so people would understand how to draw for themselves, even without references, not just copying the way the artist draws. So I really liked it. I never draw just once. I usually try to draw and follow the guidelines, and then I try to draw for myself. So you see the result. Here are all the drawings which I made when I recorded this video. Comment down below if you want to see the second part, and like, share, subscribe on my channel, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching it till the end, and comment down below if you liked it, if you want the second part. Subscribe on my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell. I really like you, and ask any question you want. And thank you for watching this video till the end.